What's up, guys, and welcome back to whatever the hell we're going to call this thing. Still don't have a name. Hit a comment below and just kind of let us know what you're thinking the name should be. Give us some clues. Give us some topics that we can maybe make it a name around. Because WWE podcast is just not hitting. Let's be honest. This weekend, my bad. No co-host. Alex is sick this week. Send some prayers his way. Alex, I hope you feel better soon, and hopefully we get him on for the Raw recap. That's not the name of the podcast. We're just trying to figure out a name. Anyway, Alex will be back for the next episode, if not next week's episode. So shout out Alex. Go follow his page. Link will be in the description. He's starting his own little channel where he's doing a bunch of different things. So we're trying to grow that for him as well. So hit that subscribe button on his channel. I believe I'm an awful friend for not knowing Looney Tunes, but it's like spelled funny. I'll just drop it in the comments below. But he will be back next week. So, I got to be honest. He did win the championship on a technicality. Which we will talk about next time we see him. It was a draw match-wise, but he did call out something that was going to happen, which we'll talk about here in a minute. The thing that did happen that he was speaking about was R-Truth. I don't know if he said it on the podcast or if he said it after the podcast. I'd have to go back and watch. But he mentioned something about it, and he said that's what's going to happen. I didn't see it coming, so we talked on the phone the other day, and I said, by technicality, you're champion. So, congratulations, Alex, on your first championship win. I am coming for that title. You're not going to hold it very long. Just saying. But anyway, back to Money in the Bank. Money in the Bank was this weekend. What an incredible show. I think the biggest news out of it is that R-Truth came back. I think R-Truth coming back, it was just money. Cena, you can't handle the truth. Literally, figuratively, I thought it was incredible. So R-Truth coming back, and I don't think he's going to be back as just the same R-Truth that we've seen before. I think he's coming back as Ron Killings, a man who wants to see his childhood hero get released from the grips of evil. And I think he is going to make that happen. So, super excited for R-Truth to be back. They're talking about it as if it was a shoot. I don't think it was. I think they genuinely didn't have a number or definitely didn't have a contract in place, and it actually happened. And then just coincidentally, they were like, damn, like they saw the reaction Monday, the whole week, like the internet blew up because R-Truth leaving was so massive. Not only was it massive that he's going to be missed, but him going to another company and taking the eyeballs away from the WWE product was a massive hindrance to everything that WWE was doing. So I think for them, specifically for them, it was a huge bonus to get him back, not only for the eyeballs he puts on the product day in, day out, but for him as a person, as a character. I think the WWE would have definitely missed him. Obviously, the way they reacted. Let's start from the bottom. So Dominic Mysterio retained against Octagon Jr. I think that's how you say his name. If I did mispronounce it, I'm awful. I'm like the Key and Peele teacher. Aaron, I'm awful with last names specifically. I don't think it was a great match. It was a good match. I think Luchadors this whole weekend was a major success for them. Mexican wrestling, Lucha Libre. I think it was such a massive weekend for them. And I'm so happy because I love the style. I was watching AAA. I was watching Worlds Collide this weekend, actually. And, God, the talent level, the skill, I wouldn't be shocked if, some of those guys make it over to the main roster. Obviously, I think WWE is going to keep AAA as its own thing. But the characters over there, the skill level over there, I think it's unbelievable. And I'm very, very excited to see very excited to see what comes about with that partnership. I think there's a lot of things that are going to happen. And I'm really excited to see it. Dominic, honestly, very much like Jay, needs wins. People still kind of don't take him fully seriously, even though he is a phenomenal wrestler, has amazing skill. I think him getting a win over someone who's a little more established, like Octagon Jr., I think you're going to see him rack up some wins. I think you're genuinely going to see him win a lot and hold on to that title for a good amount of time. So shout out to Dominic Mysterio. Becky Lynch finally beating Lyra. I mean, it was only a matter of time. I think Becky gets so much hate, but she is such an amazing wrestler. Shout out to Becky Lynch for becoming the women's intercontinental title holder, a champion. You know, now on the list is the United States, and she'll be the first ever women's what is it called? Not Triple Crown. Oh my God, is it Triple Crown? No. Grand Slam champion, where she's has had all the titles at one point. The women's Money in the Bank ladder match, Naomi won, obviously. Did not see that coming. Very, very well deserved, and it works for her character. Interesting that 2 heels won. My money was definitely on Rhea or Valkyrie. I mean, just the way that the crowd popped for Valkyrie. Obviously, Rhea, freaking bloody Ripley. So anytime she's in a match, she's always usually a heavy favor. Did not see the Naomi win coming. Like, that genuinely surprised me. This is the most surprised that I've been at a match since Jey Uso winning the Royal Rumble. I was genuinely shocked. Still, it seems surreal that someone with that much, like, I thought Jey Uso was going to be another LA Knight. Yeah, where you get the buzz, you get the crowd going, they're on their feet, they love what you do, but you never get an opportunity. I really, really, really thought that that's what they were going to do with Jey Uso, and they gave him an opportunity, and now he's the world heavyweight champion. And I didn't see it with Naomi. I really didn't. She's been in 5 other, or that last night was or Saturday was her 5th Money in the Bank, and just having her win, I think it was incredible. It makes a lot of sense. Her, the veteran, being put up with Tiffany, or Io. I really think she's probably going to go with Tiffany, because I think Tiffany needs it. Tiffany needs to become established. Tiffany, very similar to Dom and Jay, for that matter, need to be built up. They're all young. You know, Dom and Tiffany are young. Jay's a little older, but he's young into his singles career. I believe he's only 2 or 3 years as a single guy, like actually full time. So, you know, it works out. I think her doing that, she's a veteran. She's very much a Seth Rollins of the women's division, a Shawn Michaels of the women's division. She really does not have many bad matches, if at all. And she's worked with talent who she needs to put over, and she puts them over. Her and Jade at WrestleMania was absolutely phenomenal. Because she can put people over, and giving her this opportunity, I think, is massive. Really, like, I genuinely did not see it coming. And if we can finally, for once and for all, and maybe people have been, but I've been seeing and hearing a lot of disrespect when it comes to the women's division of WWE, can we finally put some damn respect on their name? This match was incredible from start to finish. The matches were incredible. I mean, everything about this match was absolutely incredible. Probably one of the most star-studded, not only currently star-studded, but for the future. I mean, you have 3 people, Julian, Roxanne Perez, and Valkyrie, making their debut at Money in the Bank, all future stars in this industry. And I think it's going to be, when we look back in 5-10 years from now, we're going to be like, holy crap. These 6 were in a match together, and a lot of, you know, they said it multiple times on the commentary last night. I keep saying last night, on Saturday, a lot of dream matches in there. You know, Rhea, Valkyrie, Roxanne, Valkyrie, Alexa Bliss, Roxanne, Alexa Bliss, Julian, Naomi, Valkyrie. All these matches, they could all be single matches, but they're all together in this one crazy match. I'm so happy for Naomi, for all the stuff she's been through. Her heel run has been incredible. Possibly one of the best rebuilding of characters I've ever seen happened like that. So definitely excited for what happens with Naomi. Didn't see it coming, though. I got to be honest. I really thought Valkyrie was going to get it, but you know, maybe they didn't want to build the hype. Maybe her and Rhea go at it, so Rhea can put her over. I don't know. I'm not the guy. I'm going to do the men's Money in the Bank last. I know it wasn't the main event, but I do think it has the most potential to be the most earth-shattering part of this entire night, as far as story, as far as everything. So, we'll go with the tag team main event. Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso defeated John Cena and Logan Paul. Not the greatest technical match. Logan Paul. If you genuinely don't like or have a bad thing to say about Logan Paul's wrestling ability, you either genuinely need mental help or B, you're just a hater. I mean, there's no other way to put it. Logan Paul is a beast. That somersault or moonsault, whatever the hell it's called, somersault's the front way. Moons, or you like, lion salt. I think it's what is Jericho's thing for it? The lion salt. He literally just goes off the second rope, flies off through the table. That was unbelievable. It was unbelievable. Logan Paul, super impressive. The pulverizer on Cody Rhodes was flawless. I love that move. Only downside is you're not going to be able to wrestle a lot of bigger guys unless they're like super flexible, like a Fatu, who we'll talk about in here in a little bit, or guys like that. You're not doing that on a Bronson Reed or maybe Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker could probably get up there, but still a super cool move. Obviously, the biggest part of this match was not only Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso winning, but R-Truth coming in. My guy Ron Killings. I would love for them to go with a Ron, like R-Truth becoming a heel, right? Like a heel and either siding with John Cena or beating up John Cena all the time, where he comes back and he's trying to beat the truth into him. Like, no pun intended. And I think that would be massive. I think R-Truth coming back was much needed. I think it was, I said this on the podcast, if it was true, it would have been one of the worst releases in WWE history, probably next to Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle wrestled for another 10 years after he got released by WWE, 8 years. One of the worst decisions they ever made. Obviously, he had a super successful TNA career and made a lot of money doing it, but WWE releasing Kurt Angle when he was still fully capable of being a full-time wrestler was the stupidest decision ever. This would have trumped that if it was fully true and they really, really did it. But I think the crowd and the internet and everybody really had R-Truth's back. And, who doesn't love R-Truth? I think it was an amazing moment. It's funny. Somebody was like, R-Truth coming back like he's a member of the Bloodline or something. I thought that was funny. Because every Bloodline member has come back with all black in a hood and then beats somebody up and then rips their hood off. And, pretty valid point. Maybe The Rock sent them. Oh, shit. And I'm coming straight from The Rock. By orders of your tribal chief. Yo, R-Truth, the dude, he's the best. He could lean into that. Dude, I don't know why y'all mad at me. Yeah, I tagged John Cena. Because John Cena is my friend. I had to do it. I had to show him the truth. And it came from the orders of the big man. The Samoan. The tribal chief. And then the crowd could settle down. The Rock. And then boo. That would be so funny. I could see him fully leaning into, to that. And I think there's so many routes they can go. I really hope they go with R-Truth becoming a more serious character. Not that I love R-Truth. I've not a bad thing to say about him. The honest truth. Yep. I just said that. The honest truth is that he is still a high-level wrestler. And I think, honestly, 80% of the roster he can outperform on the mic, athletically. I mean, look how he's built. Like, he is a true athlete. I keep using the word true and truth. It's just going to piss me off. But R-Truth, super happy to have you back. And I really, 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 really can't wait to see what direction they book you in. With that being said, my oh my, have some things happened. The men's Money in the Bank match brought us so much that finally, Jacob turned on Solo. I hate you, Solo. I love that. That was... I thought they were going to wait till SummerSlam, but it looks like they might build this up to be a match at either Night of Champions or SummerSlam. I don't know how that looks. when he grabbed his leg, I said, it's happening. Oh, I hate you, Solo. I think that was the best part of the match, besides Seth Rollins winning. Seth Rollins needed to win. I said this on the podcast. So if you haven't watched it, go watch it. Seth Rollins is playing this God character. But you can't play this God character if you don't have anything that you're holding on about power to. Like, you don't have no power. Like, you are literally just a guy. You're just a guy at this point. You have some friends who come out and they fight your fights for you. You're just a guy. You have nothing. You don't have a title. You don't have a belt. You don't have a briefcase. Him winning the Money in the Bank, as much as I would have loved to seen Solo, LA Knight, Penta, Andrade, or El Grande Americano, who is not Chad Gable, win, Seth Rollins needed it the most for his story. Think it's 100% true. One thing, and I'll jump off something funny, there was 2 side-by-side pictures of El Grande Americano and Chad Gable. If you really, 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 really look, they actually do look like different people. Muscular-wise. Wade Barrett was talking about nipple sizes. I thought it was the weirdest, most inappropriate, awkward thing ever. And he really tried to defend himself too. I thought it was so funny and obnoxious that only someone like Wade Barrett could get away with it. But there was a picture of them side by side of Money in the Bank and Worlds Collide. They looked like 2 different people. It was weird. The muscular structure was different. One of them was a little bit buffer. The other one was a little more veiny. It was kind of weird. But all joking aside, Seth Rollins was definitely the right person to win this match. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. He needs something for people to be like, I am in charge. I have power, and you can't have power or lead or be in control of anything if you don't have something to be in control with. I'm just confused. It's not like he's world champion and he's walking around like, go do that, go do this, listen to me because I'm the greatest. And that's cool. He has reputation alone. He could probably do that for a little bit. But at a certain point, why are you bossing me around? We're both equals. You know what I'm saying? Now it's like, I'm the Money in the Bank winner. I'm about to get a championship match. They need to put Breakker and Bronson in a tag team, have them win gold, and really kind of do a Bloodline 2.0, whether they bring a 4th person in or they just keep the 3 of them. I think there's so many ways they can go about this story, but the biggest thing was they needed something to be on Seth Rollins. So I think it was the perfect way to do it. It's unfortunate that somebody like LA Knight, somebody like a Penta, somebody like El Grande or Andrade or Solo couldn't get an opportunity. But as it stands right now, it made the most sense from a creative standpoint. And that's really what I'm hedging my bets on. And as much as I would have loved going back, Rhea or Valkyrie winning, Naomi realistically makes the most sense. She's going to go up against Tiffany. The idea is that she's going to go up against Tiffany. Tiffany needs somebody to make her look good, somebody to put her over, whether it's on the mic, whether it's in ring, either a bout or a fight or whatever, somebody to just put her over to make her look good. Even if she ends up losing the title match with the cash in, I just think it works. It makes sense, right? And Naomi's that person. Same thing with Seth. Whoever Seth goes up against, whether they develop a story or not, he's going to put them over. He's going to make them look good. And putting them over doesn't mean just winning or losing, right? Putting them over means you got the crowd to believe in this person. You got the crowd, whether they love you or hate you, you help them believe this character that you're going up against. So for you to be your own character and help somebody else's character / gimmick get over and be won by the crowd, whether it's them hating you for putting them in a position, now giving them an opportunity to turn that hate for you into love for them, whatever that looks like. I know that was a very crazy, confusing sentence, and it made a lot of sense if you replay it at maybe 0.5 speed. But both Naomi and Seth Rollins have the ability to do just that. And I know that both of them are going to win because they both deserve to be champions. And again, going back to what we said on the podcast, there's so many people who deserve to be champion in the WWE. And it's hard when it's this talented. Look at just the Money in the Bank match, right? Naomi, Alexa Bliss, Jillian. I think that's how you say her name. I'm awful at pronunciation. Rhea Ripley, Roxanne Perez, Stephanie Vaquer. That's just the women. Seth Rollins, Solo Sikoa, LA Knight, Penta, Andrade, El Grande Americano. These are guys who are top level performers, athletes, people on the mic. It's unbelievable. And honestly, none of those are like heavy hitters. You know, there's no CM Punk, there's no Roman Reigns, there's no Jey Uso, Cody Rhodes, Logan Paul, John Cena. You know, there's none of these. Jacob Fatu's not in that match, even though he came out. Braun Breaker, Sami Zayn. The list just goes on and on. The WWE is so freaking talented. I love it. It's what I'm here for. But this was the Money in the Bank results recap. Let us know. Let us know in the comments below what your thoughts are. Give us some hot takes for WWE in general. We're going to be doing some hot takes videos. We're going to start doing maybe some quizzes. I don't know how that's going to work out. We want to do live streams. That's going to be a huge thing for us. Kind of just making it work. So, if you haven't done so, hit that subscribe button. But until next time, live love, crush hate. See you. This is going to come out on Monday. So see you Tuesday or Wednesday. I don't know, but peace. No, I'm just kidding. Live love, crush hate. We out.